What have you noticed about the Giants the last few weeks? Because it seems like they're playing a little bit better.
Yeah, they're playing a lot better. They're defensively. You guys know how much respect I have for Wink and what they do, and they've been making it very hard. They gave. I know San Fran had 30, but they gave San Francisco everything they could handle. They obviously Washington, Buffalo. They're playing at a really high level. The windows are tight. They're putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They're really good in the run game. They're playing really well. And then offensively, especially these last 2 weeks, Saquon's back. So he's obviously a big part of that offense. They're getting Waller involved more. Feels like over the last couple of weeks, they've just been moving the ball. And, again, another one of those teams that's pretty close to lighting up a scoreboard. They had the ball on the 1 yard line twice versus Buffalo. Obviously, they scored pretty quick in the first half against Washington, but they're doing a nice job. They're getting better every day. They're starting to look a lot like that team that made the playoffs a year ago.
What are the hallmarks of a Wink defense?
Chaos and pressure. But normally what fascinates me about Wink's defense is that usually when you run all the different types of coverages and pressures that he runs, usually you have free runners once in a while. Someone's going to miss something, but they're doing a really nice job keeping body on the body, making sure that there's no free runners. There's not a lot of space in their back end. So they're doing a really nice job. Those two big boys up front are tough to deal with. Their linebackers are playing at a high level. The back end, they're young, but man, they play smart. They play tight. Pinnock's doing a really nice job back there. Really impressed with that defense always.
What sort of challenges at the line of scrimmage does that defense present for Zach?
It's really for everyone. They come from everywhere, anywhere, anytime, and they present you with looks that are similar throughout the game, and they run a variety of stuff off of it. So communication is going to be key. Getting in and out of the huddle is going to be key to the best of our ability, and you're going to be presented with one-on-one matchups. But I know he gets. Wink has got the reputation of pressure, but he does a good job mixing in the zones and spot dropping and then quarter. Like he does a good job mixing it all up. So you can't just book him for one thing constantly. And but it's going to be a challenge for everybody, not just the quarterback.
Uniqueness of just playing the Giants and just possibly having bragging rights, for the next 4 years.
No, I'm excited about it. You said it. It's once every 4 years. Maybe there's crossover now at the 17th game, but I think it's really cool for the fans. I think it's great for sports talk radio and all the different newspaper outlets and all that. But it's a championship opportunity. A lot of respect for them. They've got a tremendous history. I think Dayball does a great job. A lot of respect for him. Still waiting for him to take me up on my pizza night offer, but we'll wait on that. But they're doing a great job, and but I think it is fun. But it's my first experience. So I'll let you know after the game, I guess.
Is it frustrating, Robert, that you just haven't been able to have continuity on the offensive line since you've been here? I think it's been injury after injury.
I was talking to Heck about it. It's fascinating. It just seems like, from an O-line standpoint, and I don't even think it's just us. I think the Giants are dealing with it. I mean, everyone's dealing with O-line injuries for some reason. And, I don't know, maybe it's the lack of practice time because everything's different with sports science, and it's the one position that actually, their practice is super important. But, it's always frustrating, but we're not the only ones, so.
Robert, with Dalvin Cook, how tough is it to go from what he was in Minnesota, like a high volume back, to transitioning into the role he's in now? And how much do you think that could be affecting his performance?
It's really tough. I spoke about it with Bryce Hall, right? He was a starter, and then he goes to being a backup. But what you like about Dalvin is just his mindset and his selflessness to prepare the right way and to encourage guys and to coach guys up. And I will say this with Dalvin, I do think the Philadelphia game, he looked the best running the ball. Remember, he didn't have OTAs, he didn't have training camp, and if you really look at it and you say, okay, a guy needs about 4 weeks of acclimation, that puts you around week 5, which is Philadelphia, where you start seeing him hitting his top speeds, and his GPS numbers are improving, and week 6 for Philadelphia. I thought he did a really nice job in week 5 too. But I do think he's getting better. I do think he's getting his legs underneath him. I do think he's running better with more violence and looking more like him. And so hopefully we can continue to springboard that. But it could be a good 1-2 punch, obviously, with Delvin and Brees.